One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. 'Tis a sobering thought. Lise is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. Yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing about Fordola. You know, say what you will about the things she's done, but the fact that she's got the Echo is so invaluable that if she's willing to fight for you, whatever the reason may be, it's, I think, reason enough to not get rid of her. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure none of these other ones have anything to say, but... We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. Well fought, Lavenza, Ehrenwald. That was a near thing. Our stand against the Kaliana would have been brief indeed had you not veered for... veered cheese. Okay, our stand against the Kaliana would not have been... would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... God, it's my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kaliana keeping their weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Yistola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnford was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness, exactly. She just wanted to fight for her country. Yup. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an All-Amigan I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Lavenza, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. Was this finally when they opened up the Royal Menagerie?
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government modelled on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
I was expecting a dialogue choice there. Yeah.
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabban Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Just came in hard.
But, Your Grace...
Rabban, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Rabban. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
I think having Raubon here also maybe not ensures, but certainly increases the chances of ensuring or whatever a good relationship between Alamigo and Ul'dah. Ehrenwald is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Alamigan. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean, but could never be. Similar yet opposite, which would go some way to explaining the tension between them. I went to see Fordola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all, and I thought it only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and that I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her. And it's interesting to see. We haven't gotten too much of it, obviously, because Shadowbringer's being so much time away from Eorzea, but we see a little bit of the growth in their characters and their relationship. And it's just kind of cool.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow.
Yeah, me either. Too much talking.
No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Giribania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Yep.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubon. He has an important announcement to make.
In a thunderstorm, no less.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the Bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
God, he's so, like, humble. Not used to that.
He says. Welcome home, Raoban.
So humble and unsure of himself. Would have been funny if she put out her left hand. God.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
What?
Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Al Amigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
Oh, God. Okay. Everybody's here. Lys must be overjoyed to know that General Aldin is staying, though I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Raoban is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Lys couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at her side. And especially with the stuff earlier and her uncertainty and being able to lead and everything, essentially having him around as an advisor will be great for her. I've asked enough of you, Lavenza. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. I didn't really support it, dude. I mean, you do you, but I think it's about time I headed back to Rhalgr's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alisaie will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Lavenza, why don't you come along to Rhalgr, or come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's speak to Lys. Yeah. I assume that's all the same. That's interesting. It's storming here too. It's so interesting to see, like, cutscenes where it's, like, clearly, like, torrential downpour, lightning, thunder. And it's like, yeah, we'll just walk, just chill, have a conversation out in it. I mean, obviously, limitations of the system, it's just funny. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds when Thancred and Y'shtola, When we heard the report of a primal in the throne room, I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Yep. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance Army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Ralger's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raoban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. Yeah, I saw a cutscene coming. Oh, what have we got? Oh, yeah, he's back in. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. This had to be confusing as hell at the time. I don't remember how I initially took this scene. Bah, it is like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Yeah, this has to be so confusing without context. Like, what is going on? Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. What is this place? I mean, other than the palace. Have you read the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Okay, I was confused there for a second. So they would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then we shall soon put the lie to their claims. Okay. So it's, I mean, he's not even saying let us produce the Viceroy. It's like, let's put it on them. Who is that? Oh, that's Asahi, isn't it? Maybe? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join me live, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one.